What's up, everybody? I'm Adam from Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by none other than Fist of Rage. What is up, everybody?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hi.
So let's before we get started, let's everybody take a round introducing each other. Paulette, let's start with you. Ladies first.
Hey, I'm Paulette. I'm the bassist.
I'm Braxy Goth, vocals.
I'm V, guitars, vocals.
I'm Josh, drummer. I'm Lincoln, guitars.
Awesome. Well, I am so glad to have you guys on the show, and thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me, especially leading up into an amazing show we've got coming up, or you guys, I shouldn't say we, have coming up this weekend, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ideal Ballroom, opening up for Buckcherry. So what do you guys got in store for us this weekend?
Music.
Loud music.
Loud music.
Like some Mariah Carey covers, too. No, I'm just kidding.
Sweet. Now, who's going to hit the high notes? That's the question.
Right? I don't know.
We played with them before, and you got to bring your A game because them boys will rock that place.
Oh, yeah?
So,
That's awesome. So tell
we
me.
got some new music, so if we can get it nailed down, we'll hope to introduce some of that Saturday night.
Really? And see, I didn't even know you guys have new tracks coming out. Is there anything particularly that you guys are excited about?
All the ones that you can't find on the internet right now.
Yeah, right?
You're killing me, Smalls.
We've got some solid new music that's sitting in the studio waiting to be finished. And we've got an opportunity coming up that we're hoping to nail down. More on that some other time. But, man, some of these new songs are killer. Having this lineup, because I've known Fist of Rage almost since inception. So it's kind of cool to see through all the progressions that this band's been through, and then to hear what we're putting out now as this unit. There's some good stuff. So
That's awesome.
might be a brand new track if you guys are lucky. Just got to show up.
Awesome.
If we're lucky. We do our own.
Right.
Definitely, for sure. So tell me, when you're coming out with this new stuff, do you guys try to keep evolution in mind, or are you just kind of keeping the same Fist of Rage sound and flow? Is there any kind of what's going through your minds as you're putting out this new music?
The here and now, I mean, there's so many influences, and I don't want to leave any of them out. So whenever we bring new music, it could be something along the same feel as we did on the first album, or it could be something that you're like, holy shit, they're doing that. That's cool. Hopefully you say that's cool. But it's we don't put no boundaries on it, because I mean, if you ask our influences, hell, they probably go from everything from Hank Senior to
Dying fetus.
yeah
To Mother.
No, man.
to Janis Joplin.
We're all very diverse in our music taste, I've noticed.
Yeah.
This is true.
I mean, there's a lot that you can. There's a couple of songs that you can definitely expect to have been written by Fist of Rage that aren't going to disappoint fans that are hoping for a little bit of something from the previous albums. But there's also a good portion of stuff going forward. Majority of what should be on the next CD is all going to be a little bit new, comparatively speaking, different from what you've heard.
Yeah,
with
Brack's
Fist of Rage.
vocals brings a little more to the table.
Mm-hmm.
So the songs the newer stuff kind of goes towards his style
They let me scream from time to time.
from time to time.
So
That's cool.
Classy light.
Classy.
classy screaming. So you're talking about a little bit about new CD. Do you guys have an ETA on that?
Not at the moment, no. We're in the studio. We've got a handful of songs down. As far as all the instruments go, we've got one with vocals. We still got to put vocals to those ones, and then we've got a handful more that we've got to get put down as far as scratch tracks. One in particular is going to take the focus for now, and that song in particular will be talked about later. because it's pretty cool what we've got going on with it.
Very special secret.
We can't wait to
Yeah.
share the news. We
It's
can't say anything right now,
No.
but it is big stuff.
exciting.
Hopefully, we'll have something in hand for Rocklahoma
Yeah. Hopefully that big secret is no longer a secret by
by
Rocklahoma.
Rocklahoma
Yeah.
also.
You're killing me. I can't stand not knowing having the inside scoop on the secrets. Now, you guys mentioned Rocklahoma. You guys are on the official lineup that's been put out. You guys, I'm assuming, it's going to be on the Roadhouse stage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Awesome. Now, have you guys ever played Rocklahoma before? I mean, like inside, like the main stages or anything?
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
played it back when it was the retrospect stage.
Mm-hmm.
Was that? I think 13 may have been the last year that we
12.
played it, and we played 12 and 13 in there.
Played the access stage before
Yeah,
that,
the accident.
and have played Jaeger stage all the way until they quit.
Yeah.
And we got tornadoed out
We
last year.
played
Yeah.
Proving Grounds. No, we didn't.
No.
The tornado.
No,
The tornado warning coming.
I think we were
Damn
the only
tornadoes.
band that didn't get to play Proving Grounds last year.
We went through all the work. We got
We
everything
were there.
set up, changed shoes because it was muddy as hell. And then we step on stage.
Steve owes us a show.
You made the right
He
call.
didn't do the right call.
And it's not a Rocklahoma if you're not dodging tornadoes. I mean, I've
No.
been going since 2013, so unfortunately, I missed y'all's performances, and I was kind of excited to catch you guys at Prover Grounds, but like you said, it never failed this past year. Every time, like on the last note of the main stage of the headliner, the storms hit. Now, so you guys are rock veterans in your own rights. I mean, you guys have played several times. Do you guys get any kind of like nerves or anything like that, especially thinking about moving up to a larger scale stage?
Let's get
I
excited.
mean, right now it's just excitement.
I mean, personally, the bigger the stage and the bigger the crowd, the better I'm going to do. You put me in front of 10,000 people, I don't give a fuck. We're just going to have a good time.
Right.
Hey, if there was no alcohol involved, I'd be nervous. But the fact that the crowd's been drinking, I'm not concerned with that because they'll have a good time.
I just come to play drums.
I just slap the skins. I hide behind the cymbals and just wail on them.
Selfies, tears and asses. Ooh,
And
yeah.
remember, don't ask about his sexuality.
So now you guys have talked about inspirations a little bit earlier. Let's start we started with Paulette last time. Let's start on the other side. What is some of the inspirations of what you bring to the band?
He's got one. Metallica. Well, and James Hetfield.
Metallica, Kill Switch, Parkway, that kind of stuff's what I like to listen to. So.
Hold on a second. I got a message from Lars. I think he's copywriting my interview. Dang it.
He's probably still chewing the same piece of gum.
What about you? Who's up next?
Josh.
Josh?
See, this is where it gets weird for me. No, like,
Other than his sexuality.
God,
Yeah.
the blows keep coming.
You're good at blowing.
That's what they said.
Yeah, you did. Right into it. Like a cock in fucking face.
Like I said, I just play drums.
He's just looking to pound
He's got
something.
A lot of jazz influence, and I know he's got other stuff that he wants to talk about, but that's
Rock.
what I
I'm
really.
a big progressive fan, like jazz, funk, jazz fusion, like weird stuff that a lot of people don't like odd time signature crap, stuff like that. The more technical it is, the more I find it fascinating.
Sure.
I listen to it all the time.
Well, I've always heard that drumming is very mathematically based. So whenever you're talking about technical, I mean, you've got to get that rhythm and stuff, but there's also a formula to it. I thought you were going to go with the easy shot with the Neil Peart. And do you try to inject some of that funk and stuff into Fist of Rage?
Yeah, there is moments. Yeah, like
We love it.
doing all kinds of little groovy stuff. Like I'll switch back and forth between like that metal, rock feel, and then all of a sudden like this groove comes up and I'm just going to town on everything.
Couple
Well,
notes.
Yeah, I mean, he throws in some breakdowns in tasteful ways that it's not, it's not your Parkway Drive type breakdown, but it fits into the song, and it brings that kind of a metalcore vibe into the rock and roll metal that Fist of Rage is.
I don't know, when it comes to like this genre in particular, like I see a lot of drummers play just some basic stuff, and I was like, I want to one up that. Like, I want to be different than like the stereotypical drummer for like that genre. So
He wants to be different every verse.
I could play a game where I don't like my cymbals to stop moving. So like as soon as one stops, I hit another.
I like it. What about you, man? Who's up next?
Me.
What was the question?
Who do you find as some of your personal inspirations as to what you bring to the band?
I mean, I can't name just one, so I would just say everything from Hank Jr. to
Not Dying
Priest
Fetus.
to. I'm trying to think who's some of the newer crap. Non-Point is one of my newer favorite ones I've clung on to. Other than that, what's it called? The Who, that Chinese place, Chinese people.
The Mongolian metal, the Who, yeah.
Who? That British band?
They're spelled like
That's why you're not allowed to talk.
No, you go and name your band The Who when there's already a The Who. Like, come on. I don't give a shit if you spell it different. Are you that dumb? All right.
But it's different and it's cool. And I'm drawn to that. But
Yeah.
They're probably, I haven't listened to them, not on purpose. It just hasn't fallen in me. All I can think of is the British band,
The originals.
Who. Now that I have to say,
those would be
the British Who
not-
or the
Mongolians.
Eastern Who.
Yeah.
But that-
The Mongolians.
Mongolians. I say I didn't know what country. but-
yeah, there you go.
So what about you, Brax?
Me, I mean,
Mongolian country.
I love it all. I mean, I've
Mhm.
got tickets to go see Kiss when they're here in town,
Sure.
and that's gonna be killer. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm stoked. And then a lot of metalcore, friggin' Phineas, and then
Herb.
Huh?
Phineas and Herb.
Phineas and her. But yeah, stuff like that. Kill Switch Engage was one of my favorite bands growing up as a kid. So stuff like that.
I like it. How about you, Paulette?
Well, for me, I grew up country and then I turned into a hippie. And since 2008, I've been, a fan of Fist of Rage and got to manage them up until 2014.
You're hired.
For me, the last 6 years, my music just comes from listening to Vernon and what he throws down.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what inspires me.
That's
Well, that's actually the person that introduced me to these people.
Yeah, that's true too.
So you had your what's the movie with Mark Wahlberg, Rockstar moment, where you were just the right time, right place, the right time, and you're just like, yes, I'm living the dream now. And now they get worried every time you say, I gotta go take a piss. Crap, we just lost our bassist.
Right. Yeah. I think her and I both kind of, because I remember back when she was playing bass for Sordid Morality,
Oh yeah, that was a metal band.
and I was, she dropped out of the playing scene for a while. Fist of Rage started doing more original shows because they were doing covers, and then they throw in a set as their originals, and then they go back to the covers to close out the night at bars, and then they started pushing more of their originals. And
Well, it's actually two
There's
bands.
two bands.
There's a different bass
There's
player,
a different bass.
but everyone else is.
right. But so yeah, and then when they started focusing more on originals and lost their original bass player, I did a couple of runs with them, and then my band at the time took off, and I was like, they just made sense. Grab Paulette.
Well, as far as I know, I'm still a fill-in.
Well,
Shakespeare's running.
now I've seen you guys live a couple of times.
So that river
My
will
first
work.
time actually getting to sit down and come up and watch you guys play live was at, I think, Rock the Equinox this past year. And I've got to say, you guys have a lot of fun on stage. I don't think I've seen Paulette without a smile on her face for more than 5 minutes on stage the whole time. Do you find that fun party atmosphere translates to your music?
Okay, well,
That's a lot of alcohol.
There were some people that came to backstage at Kane's Ballroom one night. They somehow got back there, and this guy says, "I know you. How come you never smile?" And it just hit me so hard that I've tried not to not smile. That I always try to.
I got issues.
Apparently, I'm just angry. No, yeah. When we're on stage, we're all in our element. We're having a damn good time.
It's almost freaky as much as she smiles. It's like she's up to something, the Joker or something.
More concerned with where's Braxton and Lincoln's head.
Right.
I'm gonna hit the base.
She smiles more when she hits one of us.
That's
Where is Braxton and Lincoln's hand so I can hit it?
Right. I think any band I've ever played in where I'm not playing bass, the bass player has hit me in the face with that.
Oh, God.
Oh, you like my afro?
See, that's why I gotta wear my headset to keep all my fluffy hair
That's
down.
why I wear that.
I wear a hat and I ain't got all that shit.
Trying to get it to the shoulders, and it's curly. It just goes this way until I don't know. I've never grown it out without straightening it, so we'll see what happens.
Right. This was started out such a metal interview, and now we're in hair care. I like it.
Garnier fruit tea solid way.
So, do you guys have any rituals that you guys like to go through before you take stages? I know there's a lot of people that are superstitious. Do you guys got anything that you've always got to do before you take stage?
Warm up.
Brax likes to go outside and scream at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, you'll find me out back of the venue, the bar, or
going, yeah!
I just,
Work for 2 hours for the RV on the way to a road trip.
On the way.
Yeah.
I got to get it stretched. I don't do brutal growls, but doing the brutal growls to warm up also loosens it up. And so when I go to the light screams that we do use, it's a little easier.
Sure.
But yeah, it's all sorts of weird noises. People will walk around the corner smoking a cigarette, and I'm behind the dumpster. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Said the same thing about Josh. What the fuck is this guy doing?
I like to sit in my car and fucking jam out and
that's
on
my
steering
ritual.
wheel.
What the fuck is Josh? We're supposed to be on stage right now.
And then I like to ask if we can switch the set list around right before we start. That's my ritual.
Is this the one we're going with,
Are you sure
or just for consideration?
So we got one guy in a car, 3 people's trying to figure out what songs they're playing, and then security's trying to figure out whether they need to send security for the woman screaming in the back or send a priest for an exorcism. Now this is what I'm excited about seeing Saturday night at the Ideal Ballroom, February 22nd. That's going to be absolutely awesome. And so you said we might get to see a hint of some of this new tracks you're saying this weekend?
Well, and we do have a handful of new songs that we are playing that are not recorded.
Sure.
But we have been playing those at shows. So we do have a new one
That no one's heard.
no one has heard. We've never played live that we anticipate.
It's so
Should be in
new,
the
we
set
still
list.
suck at it. So there it is.
And we're here at practice
we're gonna
working on
play
it right now. Make sure that
Fuck or
it's
not.
So you got your cue cards up with your tabs while you're playing the song. I like it.
give me a teleprompter.
So what do you guys got coming up in on the horizon for yourselves? You guys got any big projects other than I know we talked about you working on possibly a new CD in the coming months, and you're laying down some future tracks. We got Rocklahoma coming up. Anything else we got coming on the horizon you guys are particularly excited about?
I mean, we're constantly working on endorsements for the guys. We've got
but not the bass player.
we got endorsements on some equipment for like guitar picks and strings. We're working on getting this boy down here some endorsements for his drums, and hopefully Braxton too on some mic stuff and sponsorship. So if anyone wants to sponsor us, We got some great packages.
We've been kind of holding back on the reins to try to get some of this new stuff recorded, so that by the time the summer gets here, that we'll have more of a solid. I mean, it's possible the CD could be done and out by this summer.
Right.
So we've been kind of just holding back on the reins, like I said, and try to make some progress there.
Take the shows if they're really worthwhile and it's exciting and awesome to be a part of, and kind of hold back on a bunch of bar shows or all these others. Folks.
Don't listen to him. Call us.
So that does also bring up a good point now. With there being so many other outlets out there today, what is the best way for me as a fan to follow Fist of Rage? Do you guys have a preferred method that you guys try to stick to? I know you're on Reverb, you're on Spotify, you're on Facebook, YouTube. What is your weapon of choice in spreading to the masses?
I tell them just to get a hold of Paulette and she can track them.
Facebook. I mean, we have access to it. We respond. So.
Yeah, that is the number one choice. Social media outlet, like you said, Reverb Nation, Spotify, iTunes, CD Baby, all of those. You can type in Fist of Rage.
It's a lot of like me posting a link but on Facebook.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on the show so much. Before we wrap things up, do you guys have any special shout outs or anything you want to holler at? Anybody?
Thanks to my parents for never taking my guitars away even when I was grounded.
Thank you to Doug for the show this weekend.
Yeah, Doug, Tom, those guys. And anyone that's ever backed Fist of Rage and championed us, just thanks for the support. Thanks for all the people that bought tickets and helped us sell out. We're out of tickets for the show. Have to buy from the door or online.
And there's not very many left at the box office for this Buckcherry show. We thought we were sold out, and I asked Doug, and I guess they had some come up. So there is some available. You can still get Buckcherry tickets, just to put it out there. But you want to get them quick.
Awesome. Well, as they said, folks, they're right on the cusp of selling out of the tickets to the Ideal Ballroom to see them play Saturday, February 22nd, alongside the Grind and Buckcherry. So be sure you come out to the Ideal Ballroom. I'm going to be there rock out these folks. Here's some new stuff that you cannot find anywhere else but on that stage right this weekend. And so until next time, remember you can find these guys anywhere: Spotify, Facebook, Reverb Nation, all of that good stuff. You can also find me on Surviving Rocklahoma, the podcast, on Spotify. This full video, obviously, you're watching on YouTube. And don't miss me every Sunday night on Facebook. But for Fist of Rage, and I'm Adam Richmond, and as always, rock on.